Okay, good morning everybody and welcome to Bamyan, one of the most ancient and historical places here in beautiful Afghanistan. We drove yesterday all the way from Kabul after witnessing the interesting celebrations from the Taliban, which were celebrating their one-year sweep to power. I'm here in Bamiyan and I'm so excited to be here. I'm going to be exploring some of the most historical places actually in the world. So let's jump in the car, and the first stop is, hopefully inshallah, the ancient Buddha, which sits just to the north of the city. So let's go. You can actually see some of the caves just in the north of the city, and right here, not sure if you can see this on camera, this is where one of the smaller Buddhas lies. So we're going to head there now and hopefully inshallah see one of the most ancient parts of Afghanistan. Okay, after a short journey, I finally made it here to the pretty epic Buddhas of Bamyan. These are monumental structures carved into the side of the cliff face, which overlook the epic valley and the old city and also the new city of Bamyan. This is Sumura, the smaller version to the east, which is around 38 meters high or 120 feet. So I'm going to take you up there, take a look. And you can also head right to the top of the head of the Buddha and see pretty epic views of the landscape. So let's go. So in between the two ginormous monumental Buddhas, there are hundreds and hundreds of caves, which in ancient times, we're talking 1500 years ago, these were used for houses. As you can see, they're huge, all the way up the mountain and cliff face, and they extend all the way around, all the way to the other Buddha, which is exactly where I'm going now. So pretty spectacular. And this behind me was the biggest Buddha in the area, standing at 55 meters tall or 180 feet. Now obviously destroyed after what happened back in 2001, also called Salsal. So they've named two of the Buddhas. This one is Salsal, and I can imagine how spectacular it would have been back then, 20 years ago, surrounded by all this beautiful landscape, looking at this incredible structure which would have been built by hand 1500 years ago. It's amazing. The best start here in Bamyan. It's time to head off and explore other areas of this very complex, historical and pretty amazing place here in Afghanistan.
And this one is mixed.
Okay, so I've just made it here to the center of Bamiyan. This is the modern day market. The other market was right by the Buddhas just over 60 years ago. I'm here in the old town and it's very, very quiet. Usually this market is so busy, and the reality is they have the produce, but people cannot afford to pay for it. So the market is very, very quiet. There are just a few people walking around. Hopefully, inshallah, things will get better for them. But as you can see, it's a very sleepy town. There are a lot of people who actually live here. It's in the hundreds of thousands, but no one has the money to be able to go out and pay for it. So Assalamu alaikum. Okay, so we're here in the main bazaar here in Bamyan, and this lovely guy, we just stopped and had a chat with him. And this is the coal which Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, used on Friday prayer. He popped it in the water line, and here in the market he is selling this and he is giving it to people. What's the price?
Qiymat chandas. Qiymat chandas. $30
Afghani for
yeah,
a whole
just
bag?
Yep.
Wow.
Not for whole bag, just for one.
Yeah, for this small bag?
Yep.
This
Just one.
Size.
Yeah, just one size.
Yeah, and they put it in the water line, and most people wear it here, right? On
Yep,
Friday bread.
yeah, sure.
Using this. Amazing. So as you can see behind me, all of these bazaars and markets are closed. Before the takeover 1 year ago, these were so busy and so full of life. Now there is just no work, there is no money. so sadly they are all closed. I was speaking to a really nice guy, really nice gentleman over in the main bazaar when we were eating lunch, and he said that before the takeover he was working so much and he had enough money to support his family. Now there is just no work, there is nothing available really here. In Bamyan some of the areas are open, but as you can see behind me they're all pretty much closed. He was Hazara, which make up the biggest population here in Bamyan, which is very different to Kabul. Here in Bamyan, it's Hazara, Tajik and Pashtun make a very small amount of the population here, whereas in Kabul, Pashtuns make the large majority. So the feeling here in Bamyan is very, very different to Kabul. I've just made it here to Gorgola, which is an ancient city here in Bamyan province. Back in 1221, Genghis Khan sent his grandson here to Bamyan province to take over this entire area. While he was trying to fight, he was killed, and so Genghis Khan sent his entire army over to take over. And he actually said to not spare a single soul. So this place now has the name of the City of Screams. I've just made it here to the top of the old citadel with spectacular views of the whole of Bamyan. You can see the Buddhas in the distance just here, the big one, Sotsol, just here. All the rich farmland in the center, surrounded by these incredible mountains. You can see the other side here. Wow, this view is sublime. Assalamu alaikum. So it's coming to the end of the afternoon here in Bamyan, and my local guide so kindly has invited me to go and see his family. His family here in the valley, as you can see, covered by these beautiful mountains, to cook kulekhe. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's a very traditional dish here in Afghanistan. Potatoes are in season, and this dish, this very famous dish, is a mix of potatoes and chicken. So we just went to the bazaar and picked up a very fresh chicken, watched it being killed, skinned and cut up, ready for us to eat. Beautiful landscape, beautiful people. I'm so grateful to be here, to be seeing this and to be witnessing true Afghan culture and hospitality, so I can't wait for tonight. So straight ahead of here, they're cooking the dish, very fresh here in the trees by fire. Let's take a look.
It is because of you guys.
Wow.
It is locally, and potato, some people they have many.
Okay, so these are potatoes that will head inside the big fire just here. Kuluk in Persian actually means mud, so this is what this means. We'll put the chicken and the potato inside the big fire, surrounded by mud, and wait for it to slow cook for, I think, about an hour until it's ready. And then While it's cooking, we'll head into the village, meet the family, hopefully have some good Afghan tea, and then head back to eat this delicious traditional food. Here goes the fresh chicken we just bought in the market. Beautiful. The fire was finally hot enough to put inside the potatoes and the fresh chicken, and what they've done is they've collapsed all the mud, the kulak, and now, inshallah, it will slow cook for the next hour, hopefully retaining all of those incredible juices and the amazing seasoning that they placed on top. So I can't wait to eat this. I'm so excited. I've just arrived here to the village of Sumura. This is where my guide's family live. We have cousins, uncles, aunties, all living around this local area. You can hear donkeys in the distance. It's so beautiful, such a local family here, all surrounded by these pretty epic mountains, all the children running around. Let's head inside and meet the family. Okay, we just made it inside the family house. I'm not going to film the women upstairs just for their privacy. But here you have the children running around, and this is what the house looks like. Area down here which I'll tell more about later. Let's head inside. Assalamu alaikum. This behind me is all the lint for the fire which they have to keep, especially in the winter. It gets really, really cold here in Bamyan during the winter, and they don't have the money for the gas, so they have to stay here. And this is what they use to heat the house and the home and all of the areas for the families. They actually spend 5 hours riding by donkey to pick this up, and 5 hours all the way back with all of it on the back of the donkey in order to keep warm.
Yeah, it's different house.
I'm gonna head inside the house now and check out the rooms. Oh, the kids are so cute. Afghan hospitality never ceases to amaze me. Beyond mind blown by the people here in this village, their kindness, generosity, and their determination to make their future amazing. And you can see the sun setting behind me and the beautiful mountains. Very grateful to have experienced this. This was phenomenal. I'm back down here in the valley to taste the kulakhe. I am so excited. I feel very blessed to have just spent some time with that local family. Such kind people, really, really representative for all Afghans that I've met so far. Just so hospitable, so friendly and so kind. And I love this city. I'm loving my time here, it's beautiful. Now, let's taste this beautiful traditional Afghan food. This is the beautiful chicken that just came out the fryer. Got whole group with us. Okay, so here is the beautiful chicken that's just come out of the fire. Beautiful fire. I'm surrounded by everyone here from the village. It's beautiful. Okay, let's taste it. Covered in a beautiful salt and pepper with fresh garlic on top. It's amazing.
Tasty?
Wow. It's really good. Super smoky from the fire and the flavors on top. Wow, it's delicious. Now it's a potato, beautiful fluffy potatoes with the salt and pepper on the outside. I love it. It's so good. Surrounded by everyone.